Hello, and welcome to Intern Top 5, where the interns of Explora talk about their top 5 favorite things in any given subject. I'm Xavier, your host, and I'm joined by my co-hosts.
I'm Clarissa.
Sean.
And
I'm Sheldon.
Yeah, this is our guest star.
Guess.
You want to
Yeah.
say something about yourself?
Yes. Hi, my name is Sheldon Hamilton. I am the X-Studio Program Manager at Explora. So that new team center that's coming up, I'm be helping put together some of the programs that happen in that space. I went to the University of New Mexico and I majored in both film and communication. And a fun fact about me is I have 7 3D printers at home. So too many.
Damn.
Yeah.
I want
7?
3D printers.
Yeah.
Are they like
Why?
the fancy ones, like the big ones, or like the little pens?
I have 1 pen and I have 2 resin printers, 1 tiny one, 2 like kind of big ones, and then like a medium one.
Dang.
Which one's better, resin?
See, now I'm gonna have to
or-
like buy filament, be like, hey Sheldon,
It's kind of
wanna
well,
print something for me?
I feel like I need to
print my
like
cosplay
justify it
stuff?
by like making stuff for people, so I'll definitely like take a list because otherwise they're just like.
Sounds
sitting
good.
there.
I can give you a list.
I'm really good at printing like vases and flower pots,
Okay, yeah,
And
I'll give you a
dice
list.
boxes.
I used,
Really?
I used to go to school with this girl who had like a big 3D printer. Like
Whoa.
I don't know.
Like
what
the
she
one
was-
we have in the shop.
Yeah, it was. I think it was bigger, honestly.
Whoa.
And she printed a whole Mandalorian helmet for cosplay
That's
stuff.
pretty sick.
Yeah.
It was really nice. She
Yeah.
brought it in one day, and it was.
That's
that-
the goal.
Do you remember
Shucks,
that guy
that's
that used to
cool.
work with us?
Ish.
Ish?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
printed
he
one
also
of
made a
those.
Mandalorian helmet. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's pretty impressive.
that's crazy.
But he had to do this piece by piece because he didn't have a big one. So
Yeah. No, but anyway, so our topic for today is going to be tabletop / board games. We have some fun dice and cards on the table. Stop touching the dice. Stop touching our props. Goodness.
They're just dice. I don't know. I mean, like, how am I not going to touch them?
they're not just.
Could I roll one? I kind of want to roll one.
Yeah,
Yeah, see?
don't roll the metal one though. They're
Yeah.
like
Yeah, the metal ones are
they're
really
aggressive.
loud.
It'll dent this table.
It makes me want to do it more.
14.
14? Okay, that's a
Yeah,
decent
not bad.
roll.
That's not bad.
Okay, I think that's good luck.
Yeah.
Good luck. All right.
You roll for luck.
Anyway, so I know we all have a lot of honorable mentions for this one.
Yeah.
So
this was tough.
who wants to start with their honorable mentions?
I will.
Yeah?
Start.
Okay.
I only have 2. I don't know. I don't play much like board games. I play like mobile games, but I really do like Cards Against Humanity. That one, I know you mentioned it a while ago, but I think it's really cool to like. I don't know. I can express myself in that way. Like people can like tell like kind of whose is what. No, most of the time, the person that's picking knows it's me somehow.
Yeah.
So I think it's funny. It's like I don't know. People
The
get to
cards
know.
are random, but like the way you play it, it's
I was
like,
gonna
this
say,
was
you could
100% you did this.
Yeah.
That's why I think it's cool.
absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't know. Every time I play it with like people from church or other friends, that most of the time there's always like one person that like knows what I play down somehow.
Yeah.
You have like a very specific brand of humor though. That's like easy to place. So I can see it.
Guess we'll just have to play
Yeah,
I'm down.
one of these days.
sounds good to me.
Yeah.
And then Clue, that one's like awesome. I love Clue. I did the one with it was this place by UNM, the like board game.
Oh, yeah, yeah, it's like
Empire.
Yeah, Empire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's this place by UNM, and like you go, like you pay by the hour or something, and you play all the games they have. They have a ton of games. And there was a Clue one, and it was like an old, like retro themed one where it's like these people, yeah, there's these people. I don't know much. It's just like,
every clue.
well, they're like dressed differently, and there's like different, like
Was
you
it the
can
same
tell it's old.
characters? Like
Mr.
Like-
Green and
Um,
Mustard.
Peacock?
Colonel Mustard.
I
Colonel
think.
Mustard.
Colonel, yeah. Oh, is it
So
always
was
the
the
same
same
name?
characters?
Yeah, they have
And-
some though that are like special characters.
Oh, never mind.
Like,
Like
from like a
Scooby-Doo
TV show.
or
Yeah,
something,
exactly,
yeah.
exactly.
It's just where they were dressed like 80s, like vibe, like older. So I thought it was like a different version. But I guess it was just the original one.
That's still dope though.
Maybe.
It's
pretty
fun.
cool.
I love those games. But yeah, those
Who
are
do
my
you
2
play
honorables.
as when you play Clue?
You get to pick?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess I forgot. That red, I like that red
Oh, Miss
lady.
Scarlet.
Miss
Yeah,
Scarlet.
Scarlet.
I'm always
Me
Mr.
too.
Green.
I'm
Green?
also Miss Scarlet.
Scarlet.
Colonel Mustard.
I like Scarlet. I don't know. Like it reminds me of like Doctor Strange, like
Yeah.
the Scarlet Witch.
Isn't that Marvel? Scarlet Witch?
Yeah?
Yeah, Doctor Strange is also Marvel.
Yeah.
Oh my god! I was thinking Doctor Who, and I was like, "What are you talking about?"
Okay, yeah. I had a moment of like,
Yeah,
what?
no, that was entirely me. That was me. Okay.
Yep. Anyone else? Who's Clarissa?
Yeah, I'll
Was
go
that
next.
all of your? Was that all of your?
I only have 2.
Okay.
It makes up for Clarissa's like 10.
Yeah, I have a list. I have 8.
Oh.
They're not in any particular order here. I'm just going to list them all. So, Uno, because that's
good one.
classic, you know.
Yeah.
Classic.
Spot It, which is really fun if you've never played that before. Each card has like a matching picture. It's got a whole bunch of pictures on it, and each one has a similar picture to the card next to it or underneath it, depending on how you play the game.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like a who can see it first and like take the card.
Like
or
I Spy?
discard your card depending on how you see it. Yeah, it's a little bit like I Spy, but it's like a.
I don't
There's
like
2
Spot
ways
It.
to play it. You can either try to collect
Not
as
very
many
good at
cards
it.
as possible, or you start with like a portion of the deck and you try to get rid of as many cards as possible.
Oh, that's
so it kind
right.
of depends on how you play.
Oh,
I feel like that makes sense. Because
But-
when you explained it, I was like, I don't remember playing that way, but
Yeah, there's
yeah.
more than one way to play it.
Yeah.
Elephant, because we were talking about this like
What a
before,
Elephant.
and that's got to be an honourable mention because that was like my childhood, you know.
Yeah.
And the commercials they had so
Those
much
were
fun in
so
those commercials.
cool. Yeah,
It was
Yeah.
kind of upsetting.
I
'Cause it was
know.
never.
I never
that
owned
fun.
one. So sad.
We'll buy one for you.
The other honourable mention from my childhood is Hungry Hungry Hippos.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
I went to an arcade the other day and they had like a people-sized Hungry Hungry Hippo.
Like
So you
round
like
1,
sit
right?
on the you sit on the Hungry Hungry Hippo and you like
Yeah, it's real. Real life size round 1.
What? Okay. I
Yeah.
haven't played Hungry Hungry Hippos in a while, but how did you stop them from just pooling in the middle? Because
I don't know.
wouldn't they just get stuck?
I don't remember.
They can reach. Like if one goes out, it can reach. But
Can't
like
they,
if
like,
you like
extend
both
their
go at
head?
once, they would like hit each other.
They
I
hit
think
each other?
they can. I
They
can,
all
I
can
feel
reach
like they
middle.
can like reach.
They reach
Yeah,
that
they go
far?
like that.
I feel like.
I thought they
I
were.
have
Or-
no
Oh, wait,
recollection.
why not,
Honestly,
like,
maybe
a
it's kind of
little
like in foosball when nobody can reach it. It's
You
like
just,
like a
like,
foos and you just kind of
punch
like
the table.
yeah, or you like pick it up and you like resend it. You know what I mean?
But there's so many balls.
I don't know. I don't
literally
remember.
can't remember.
It makes sense. Just
I played it when I was like 6 or 7. I don't know.
I bet it was just like you just shook the table a bunch. 'cause-
I'm sure that table's like in a state of constant motion. Just
Yeah.
people, like
Yeah.
slapping the hippos.
That's true.
but the one that's human size is on the ground, so you
It
can't
is.
shoot.
It is on the ground.
Can't shake that.
We should go to round 1 after this.
Yeah, so we could play the life size.
99-cent ice cream.
90-cent
Really?
ice cream.
I like their 99-cent ice
They
cream.
also have like green play for an hour for like $10. You can play any game that has a green swipe. That's pretty fun.
That's not bad. $10.
And it's cheaper on weekdays.
That makes sense.
I'd imagine.
It's it's like $10 on the weekends, but it's like I don't know, $6 or $7 during the weekday.
I think Main Event has that too on like Monday. You spend like $20 and get like access to all the arcade games for like the night.
That's
Really?
cool.
Wow.
I
Yeah.
didn't know that.
It could be that price could be wrong. But that's just what it was like cheap enough for me to be like that's cool. And bowling
Gotcha.
too.
I remember
Oh, really?
back in the day, main event was like $20 for infinite laser tag, infinite skywalk, all
yeah,
that
the
stuff.
obstacle course thing.
Yeah, and infinite pool. And now it's like $30-$40, and I'm so sad about it.
I don't think I've
Inflation.
ever done the
Inflation,
Skywalk
yeah.
in main event. I
It's
played
really
laser
cool.
tag, and then we went to one that was in Texas when I was there for like a competition. They took us there as part of the like have fun, so you're not just working the entire time, you know.
Yeah.
And they took us there, and they had a mini golf, like a blacklight
Ooh,
mini golf.
That's cool. That's cool.
They have that in Coronado, the mall.
Yeah, they do.
There used to be
I've
one
done that.
also like on Low Miss. It was like Golfer Noggins. Like
Oh, I missed that
Yeah,
so
that
much.
place was really cool.
It was so fun. And then you'd get to the
RIP.
like last one, and you'd have to like hit it up that ramp, and that was such a pain.
and it disappear forever.
And it was gone. Do you guys ever just take the golf balls before the last
No.
hole? No?
I've
No.
taken a couple,
Maybe,
but my
like,
cat plays with them. So in
Yeah.
my defense,
to keep.
Yeah,
Yeah, they kept
What are you gonna do with the golf ball?
I don't know.
give it to my cat. He likes to play with it.
I thought you meant like take it and then go back to like the first hole and then
Oh,
start
well, no,
again.
I'll
I
do
did
that
at
too.
putt-putt once.
Well, you
I'll
can
do
do that
that
too.
at putt-putt.
Before putt-putt.
Yeah.
R.I.P. putt-putt too.
Wow.
Putt-putt was
It's
fun.
gone, right?
That was really cool.
Yeah, some guy like bought it to like refurbish it and then never got enough
Nothing
money
happened
to
with
do
it.
it.
I drive by it sometimes.
It's
a
just
husk.
empty.
Yeah.
The one by Cliffs.
Now the only
Yeah.
place to mini golf is
Is Hinkle?
Yeah, Hinkle.
I've never done many. Oh, actually, I have. It was pretty good from what I remember.
$12.
It's all right.
Oh, that's
Wow.
It's a lot.
It's a
of
little
money.
pricey though.
That's kind of why I steal the golf ball because I'm
That-
like, I'm
that's
paying
like a-
$12 for this. I'm gonna take my golf ball.
right.
That's
You're gonna get your $12 worth.
See, if I go there, I'll take it when we get to the last hole of the first set, and then we'll go play the second set,
Yeah.
and then we'll hit it in at the end.
You know, as soon as this goes live, they're gonna come find their golf balls.
No, okay, that's what I
didn't
do. I play.
I
all the
put them in the
sets.
hole where they belong, and they suck them back
I
and
give them
reuse
back
it.
at the end
Give 'em
though,
back.
you know? I play one set, and then I take it to the other set, and
Yeah,
then we
then
give
you
it back.
And it's
Yeah.
like no one checks.
Yeah,
It's fine.
yeah.
Wasn't there? I remember at Putt Putt they had like if you had a hole in one, you would take it to like the front.
man,
And then
you
you
got-
I only got that once.
What did you get? I forgot what you got.
I don't remember, but you got something, and it
was
was
like a
great
little, like,
motivation.
prize.
Yeah, it was like a
Like
little
candy or
prize.
something?
Yeah,
I think
it
so.
was because they used to have like a little arcade, and I think it was something along the lines of like you could get something off the top
Mm-hmm.
shelf, which was like Tootsie Rolls or like Jolly Ranchers or something, like the
Oh.
little like 5
Totally
ticket
like that.
candies.
That sounds right.
Man,
All I can think about is mini golf,
Mini golf.
miniature golf.
Was mini golf on your list?
That's not a board game.
that
Oh,
We got really sidetracked, but that's okay.
yeah.
That was a good segment. That was good. Bring it back.
So my other honorable mentions are Mousetrap because I had always seen like commercials and other people play it. And I was like, man, that would be so much fun. So it was one of the first board games I bought with adult money.
yeah.
That's good.
Was it fun?
It is fun, but
Really?
you need like more people, like because I'll play it with my parents and it's just the three of us, and like
Right.
it's a little underwhelming with the three of us. There's not as much competition. It's kind of like Uno. You play with two people and like it is competition, but it's not really competition.
Two
You know, but
people
when you
Uno
get like
can be
8
heated.
people, you're like,
Yeah,
You're going
that's-
down.
That's fair.
you know.
That's fair.
So I feel like it's kind of the same concept there. And then, Guess Who?
Guess who?
That was a solid game of
Oh,
my
Guess Who.
childhood.
I thought she was asking us, and I was like, guess who?
Yeah, it's
that?
it was a board game where you got like a person,
Oh,
and then there was like 2 sets, and there was a whole bunch of people, and it was like, is your person someone with red hair? No, and then
Does
you
your-
put everybody down that had
Does your
red hair.
person
I had all those like
flaps?
flaps that you
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
lift up.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I just thought of another one.
You
There
could
was like a
ask-
president version, right?
probably.
probably.
I remember those.
You could ask really specific questions and be like, "Does your person look like they would drive a minivan?"
What?
Yeah,
Oh, I just like long hair, short hair.
like you could ask the basic questions, but you could have a lot more fun with it to be like, does this person look like they're a parent?
Wow, that's mean.
Would they
I never
work
played
in a
Guess Who.
skate shop?
But what if you guys have different like preferences or like ideas about what they?
That's what makes it fun,
That's what
because then you put the wrong people down, and then you get to the end and you're like, was your person this? And they're like, no, absolutely not.
That's a mess.
Yeah.
I want to play it like that actually. That kind of sounds fun.
And then Sushi Go,
I've heard of that.
I like
know
that one a
that.
lot.
I've never played it.
I don't really know how to explain it. It's a little confusing, but everybody has like a hand, right? That's
have
like
2.
a couple of cards, and then you pick one from there, right? And you set it down in your pile, and then you pass it around, and you do that until everybody has like there's no more cards in the hand. I think there's like 7 cards in each hand or something like that. And then when you get to the end, you tally it up. So it's like if you're the only one with a pudding, then like you automatically win because you get 6 points and everybody else loses 6 points.
Well, you had me until you said pudding.
So it's
There's
got
a-
like pudding and it's got like sushi and
Oh, so it's not like a regular
tempura
card
and
deck.
like no.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So it's got a whole bunch of different things, and it's like based on how many of each one you collect. Like if you collect a bunch of dumplings, you're gonna get a ton of points because the first dumpling you get is only 1 point, but if you collect like 3 and then 5 and then 7 and 10, it like stacks on itself.
Oh, okay.
So the more dumplings you have, the more points you get. So you kind of like pick what you're gonna go for, and then you pick all of those cards from that hand, and you try to get as many points as possible.
It's a fun game. I've played it. I don't know how to describe it either.
It's really hard to explain.
Yeah, it's a really
It's
simple
confusing
game.
to
but
explain. It's really simple when you play, but like explaining it's very hard.
Yeah.
It's just so different.
And then my last honorable mention is Bananagrams, which is
Yeah.
kind of like Scrabble,
Banana
but not.
grams.
Yeah.
Spelling.
It's like Scrabble gone rogue.
I'm really bad
Yeah.
at banana grams, so I don't like it.
That's fair.
I don't have good
That's a fair
grammar.
reason to not like a game, actually.
Yeah, my grammar's not on point.
Grammar?
Yeah,
feel
banana
like you-
gram.
But
That's
it's
what it means.
spelling. It's like Scrabble.
There's no grammar in
I-
banana.
Well, my spelling's also not great, so you know.
Oh, it's just spelling?
It's just,
Yeah,
it's like
it's-
Scrabble
it's
without
just
Why
like
is it
Scrabble,
banana
but there's
grammar
no-
then?
It's just in a
This is
banana
grams.
case.
Yeah, it's in a
Grams?
banana. Like it's like a banana with a zipper, and,
And
then
like maybe it's like
Scrabble.
Graham
banana
crackers?
anagrams or something.
Yeah.
Oh, anagram. Not.
Anyway,
Grammar. I forgot the word.
my honorable mention list. I've got two. Got Uno.
Okay.
When I play Uno, I started playing online Uno, like Ubisoft Uno,
Weird.
and the rules are very intense. It's like there's a lot of little things that make it really competitive and make people frustrated.
See, but you gotta play it with like the really intense rules. Like,
Yeah,
I played
exactly.
with some friends in person, and I had personally never played it this way. Where if you stack, you can only stack like a +4 with a +4, or a +2 with a +2.
Whoa.
But they would stack
Yeah, no.
+4s with +2s.
Yeah.
So we would just go around, and whoever didn't have one at the end would have to draw like 80 cards.
Yeah, that's.
Sad.
And then I play where although you know the blank cards, I
Yeah.
count those as +8, and so you can stack +8s on +4s and +2s, and then
Poor
just-
people.
Oh yeah, it's
Jeez.
great. But I also play. If you play zeros, everyone has to switch their hand in the direction of play. And if you play 7, you can choose, or you have to choose somebody else's hand to swap with. So a lot of the time, people end up with a 0 and a 7 or something. So they can't you can't win with that hand because
Yeah.
Whoa.
you either have like 2 7s and you have to switch hands or something, and it just gets very, very intense and lasts forever.
Yeah, I've never played
Yeah.
with those rules before. It sounds.
I haven't played with
mortifying.
those rules, but I've played with the stacking before, and that gets real competitive
Yeah.
because it gets around and someone's like, see, now you have to draw 46, and it's like, actually, they have to draw 48.
Jeez. It's gotten that high?
Yeah, it goes high.
Yeah, there was one time that we had, like, the group I was playing with was playing with 3 decks of Uno because
I
there were
was
so
gonna say
many
you
of
had
us.
Multiple decks, yeah.
And we had every one of the plus cards in like the hands between us. So like
way.
all of the +2s and all of the +4s were in our hands, and then all of the blank cards, the way we were playing were like the memes, the like draw 25
Yeah.
or do this thing.
Yeah.
And so we were playing with all of that stuff, and none of it was in the draw pile. It was literally all in our hands because not that I was like counting cards or anything,
Yeah.
but I was like, there's way too many of this for this to just be like by chance.
That
And
sounds like a
when I was
nightmare.
like thinking about it, I was like, I think we have all of the +2s,
Yeah.
+4s, and the blank cards in our hands right now. And so we would just go around and go around and go around and go around, and we kept looping around over and over again. And I felt so bad, but I was playing at I worked at a daycare for a summer, and we were playing, and the little girl who was
Oh,
sitting
no.
next to me, we got to my turn, and I was like, I have 2 left, like I'm not gonna make it very long, and I put my +4 down, and she was like, I don't have a +2.
Oh,
And I was like, no, I'm so sorry.
Wow.
I felt so bad, but I wasn't trying to pick up those cards
Right.
either. It had gone on too long. I wasn't gonna help her there.
No.
I
Yeah, no
can't
one
mercy
can
rule
blame you
that.
for
Like
That's
my
rough.
cards.
I'm sure she remembers that to this day. She's scarred for life.
It's like that mean daycare lady.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
It wasn't just me though. Like literally everybody was going around and doing that. And then the next turn, she like started like skipping everybody around her, and it just became like a loop of skips.
Oh,
Yeah.
you can stack skips?
The way we were playing, you can.
Yeah, I would play where if somebody played a card and it wasn't your turn, but you had the same card, you can jump in.
Oh, yeah, I've played that way before.
Yeah. No, there's a lot of, and none of those rules are authorized by actual Uno.
Yeah, Uno says that everything that we do is absolutely wrong, but it makes it more fun.
Yeah.
You know, to like
Uno's-
throw it
Uno's
in and make
dumb.
it more chaotic.
Right, add some spice.
Yeah.
Their companies
They made the board game. We'll take it from here.
Yeah, we got the rules. Sorry, Uno.
They just make it.
Yeah.
You can produce the cards. We got the rest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We could probably make our own Uno cards.
Ooh,
Explore Uno.
Explore.
That would be fun.
reprint.
Expluno.
Gosh. Anyway.
Expludio.
Oh, wait. Did you
No.
say your second one?
No. Oh yeah, I didn't. Gee, damn.
Right.
Okay. So my second one is Dungeons and Dragons
Yeah.
because I haven't actually played,
That's fair.
but I want to play.
It's really fun.
Yeah.
That's fair.
But all my friends are kind of flaky. So
Okay, well, if we actually are successful about starting the D&D group at Explora
Yeah.
with Nick as our DM, I'll invite you.
Okay.
Nice.
I'll be there over Zoom. Don't worry.
Oh, yeah.
That's right. Las Cruces.
Socorro.
Socorro. I was
You said
like,
it so confidently.
no, I did not. There was very little confidence in
You
it.
were
I was
like
Las
confident until
Cruces.
the end, and then you were like, wait, maybe not.
I always get those two words confused. They sound the same. Las Cruces, Socorro.
So I'll take this as an opportunity to go. I have 5 honorable mentions. The first one being Mousetrap, same as Clarissa. Every time a commercial came out for that game, I was like, I have to
It just
have-
looks so fun.
They looked like they were having like the best time, and I was just sitting there with Crocodile Dentist, and I was like, I want to have this game, but never got it, even with adult money. So it'll just kind of like stay as like really cool game that all the kids played in commercials. Bananagrams, because I feel like I'm really good at it and very fast, and it's like Scrabble Rogue, like I said earlier. Moncala, because of like Children's Choice after school memories. There was like always a fight breaking out over Moncala.
Oh, yeah. It gets
those-
really
all the
competitive.
fights.
Right.
Like, when you're in school,
And
when
you're
I would
moving
go to
around.
daycare or like after school care,
Yeah.
it would get competitive. Like, we would have board games, and it didn't matter what we were playing. Everything else was fine. You have Moncala, and it was like a game of death. It was
And
like, I
kids
will
were
win.
like learning like sleight of hand, like picking up like extra
Yeah.
Moncala beads, and you're
Yeah, like
like,
going, and you're like, I'm just
Wait a
going to take this one.
if you get good with that pinky, you can just like scoop it up. No one's the wiser, dropping them off. So bad. Cranium is number 4 on my honorable mention list. That these 2 haven't played. You've played.
I was really
And didn't
bad at
like-
it because I was small and didn't like math.
I was also small and didn't like math, but I felt like it was like, I don't know, it was a great, because there was like some math and some art, and then you could like hum a song. There was like the star card, and you'd have to like hum a tune, and then someone would have to guess it.
I don't remember. Well, but like I didn't know most songs.
It was like Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. Those were the songs.
I don't
Wow.
know, man.
The
I don't
basics.
know.
I also don't remember that much either, so I could be wrong. But I just, in my head, it was a really cool game. Then the last one I have is for all the SpongeBob fans, Eels and Escalators, because they turned it into a real board game.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
They sell it at Hot Topic. So I don't have it because I'm
Yeah.
afraid to go into Hot Topic. But one day.
Why are you afraid to go into Hot Topic? It's not edgy anymore. It's just really sad.
It's sad.
Okay, it's
still.
not really sad, but all the lights are on, and they don't play like heavy music anymore. They play like pop music.
Yeah.
It just still
And, like-
feels like aggro.
But it's not. It's just.
It's just a lot of anime
Even
t-shirts.
like the sign,
Yeah.
you know? Those like
Well,
red
I mean, they're like
letters.
their whole logo and their brand was built around like the heavy music
Right.
and chains and everything, but they're not like that anymore. Like, have you ever been to Box
Yes.
Lunch?
Yeah.
It's like
just like
Box
that.
Lunch, except the floors
Really?
are black. That's
Yeah.
it. That's the only difference. The,
It's
like the
just like
floors
that.
and the walls are painted black, but it's exactly like Box Lunch. All the lights are on. There's like gentle music. Like, I don't want to say like classical or anything, but like
meditation music.
it's like pop music. It's not what it used to be.
Wow. Carly Rae Jepsen bumping out of a Hot Topic.
Yeah.
That's kind of wild. I guess maybe I'll go in for Eels and Escalators because that was a great episode.
Do they still sell it?
Escalators.
Yeah.
How do you know?
I was looking it up earlier.
Oh, okay.
$39.95.
I was gonna say, oh wow, 40 bucks.
I would spend $40 just for the meme.
Yeah,
was a
just so
good
you
game.
can
For the
play it.
meme?
Honestly.
Gosh.
Okay.
All right,
Are you
Sean.
kicking us off with your number
What's your number
5?
5?
Number 5.
Number 5.
I don't know how you do that. I don't know. I like Speed.
Oh, I forgot about
Do you have a
that.
name for it?
That's such a game. That's such a good game.
What speed?
It's like spoons, but not.
It's a game.
What spoons?
What do you mean? What spoons?
Spoons is
You get the deck of cards, and everybody has a spoon, and you have to like
there's
collect
a bunch
4
of
of a
spoons in the
kind. There's a
table,
bunch of spoons in the
and
middle,
if
but
you
there's
collect
not
4
enough
of
for
its
everybody.
kind cards, you just
take
grab
a spoon.
but you don't say anything.
Okay, but if we
and
were
it's-
playing, right, there would be 3 spoons in the middle, and
Okay.
you would be trying to collect 4 of a kind, and you can have 4 like cards in your hand,
Mm-hmm.
but you most likely don't start out with more than 1 of a kind, so you just kind of pick it up as you go,
Mm-hmm. so
and
we-
whoever starts it has the pile here, and they look at it and they're like, I don't want that one, so then I would put it down here. Sean would pick it up, look at it, decide if he wanted that one. If he does, he pulls one out of his hand, gives it to you, and we go around like that, and whoever gets 4 of a kind first takes a spoon, but you try to do it in a way that nobody's going to notice, so that when the other people do notice, it becomes like a frenzy of like, let me get that spoon.
Great.
That sounds kind of fun.
But I said
I know
speed.
people who have broken tables because of spoons.
I know that happens with Slapjack a lot.
And
Slapjack
speed is
ERS.
kind of like, at least the way I learned to play spoons is what you play when there's only 2 people left. And you play speed instead.
So wait, so still,
No,
what is? I still
it's
don't know what
not like
speed is.
spoons. It's not like spoons at all.
That's kind of,
Speed is the one where you like have 2 decks of 7 and then 2
You have
cards
cards
right
in the
here, and then you
middle.
have 7 in your hand, and you guys both flip at once, so you're facing each other. It's like
and
a
you
duel.
try to put down all your
and you got to
cards.
put a card that either is like, so there, say there's a 4, I either put a 5
Or a
a 3.
Right.
And you only can go up or down from that number.
Yeah.
And then like
Oh,
if
I
you,
have
whoever runs out the
this.
cards most fast or first wins, and you say speed.
I have
Yeah.
this.
that one. So it's not like spoons at all. So I don't know.
I learned to play it as like the counterpart to spoons, so that you would play spoons, and then when you got to be only 2 people left, you'd play
It's like
speed.
the sudden death.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's how I
I-
learned.
Well, we
So
all
in my
do
head,
learn
they're
that way.
connected. I know that they're not, but like in my head, they are very connected.
Okay.
Sean,
On my
Sean got
honorable
defensive.
mentions list, I want to
Yeah, I
add
was like,
spoons.
you confused me.
I know. I want to add spoons to my honorable mention.
Yeah, spoons is fun.
Maybe I'll try spoons one day.
Speed
We
though.
should play spoons.
Is my
Speed
5.
is also really
Speed's
fun.
my 5.
You
Okay.
can play it dangerously with knives
Oh my god.
or forks.
I honestly want to just play with like really odd kitchen utensils, like
Ladles.
tongs,
Yeah.
Let's play tongs.
or like spatulas,
Spatulas. Oh,
That's fun.
what about like food?
cheese graters.
Like and then like whoever loses
play
can't
with
like eat.
Oh my god.
This is dinner.
Like 3 plates of That's rough.
Goes to a restaurant. We're like,
Tacos?
all right, so we don't have enough food for all of us.
So we're playing
That's
spoons.
a great theme for a restaurant.
Play breadsticks.
Oh, yeah,
you
yeah,
made
yeah.
it sound like it was a game that already exists.
Yeah, I was like,
Breadsticks.
breadsticks.
Yeah, I feel like playing for breadsticks. If you get an order that's like definitely not enough for everybody to have like 2, everybody gets 1, and then
Then
you play over the
Whoever
the-
wins.
and whoever loses just doesn't get it.
That's rough.
I've definitely played a game of spoons once where I was like so slick where I just like took the card or the spoon, but then I kept like looking at mine.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
And
well,
then,
that's how
like,
you have to
that's
play.
what
And then
Yeah.
someone like counted and like, oh, and then they just grab them. So I was really good at like the
It's-
sneaky part.
Well, it's really the frenzy part of it when you grab slyly and then everybody looks up and they're like,
But then,
well, and you want to try to grab it like really slyly until there's only like 2 left because you don't want anybody else to notice, right? So everybody's just grabbing really slyly, and then when it's the 2 left, then all those people fighting for it are like, oh,
Yeah. What you can do though,
death match.
you can just slap the table, like not near the spoon, and
Yeah.
everyone not paying attention grabs the spoon, and
Yeah.
then they're out.
Yeah. So you can trick everybody too. You can smack the table, and then they're like, "Oh, I need a spoon," and they go for the spoon, and then they're all out because nobody actually needed a spoon.
So as soon as someone gets 4 of a kind and takes the spoon, then everyone can grab a
Yeah.
spoon?
Yeah. But if anyone grabs
Even if
it
you don't have
before
4.
anyone has 4 of a kind,
So-
then
So
but if
it's
somebody who
first.
doesn't have 4 of a kind grabs it before somebody who had 4 of a kind,
And so slapping the table is like
Like
sounds like
diversion.
someone grabbing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I see.
and you,
yeah.
I see.
you
That's
can, like,
evil.
Or what you
stretch
can do
out.
is you can like stretch out to like grab a spoon and you like slap the table and come back like you grabbed a spoon, and then they're all like, "Oh, but she grabbed it and you just didn't," and you just tricked everybody else into losing.
Yep. It's pretty evil.
That's evil.
It's kind of mean, but it's funny.
I kind of want to play.
It's competitive.
it's so fun.
Yeah.
It's simple. All you need is cards and like
And spoons.
Yeah.
well, you can like sub it
Or
for like
anything.
dice.
Yeah, we
Dice.
could. You could play with
You
anything.
can do
which
other
would be nice.
cards. That's how I used to play it. Was like
Play
with
the
with like the
shoes.
jokers and like
Oh,
the other
yeah, yeah,
random
yeah.
cards. You would just put them there and then choose.
Yeah,
You
just
could.
put your shoe.
Yeah.
Just 3 pairs of shoes.
Anyway, we're getting
Who
off.
has 3 pairs of shoes?
My number
run
5 is a
long.
game called Scribbleish.
Scribbleish.
If you've
No
ever
clue.
played the online game called
Scribble.io?
Gartic Phone,
Oh.
it's the same thing.
Gartic
But it's the idea that you get a prompt, and then you have to draw whatever that prompt says, right? So like, let me try to think of one that I've had before. Like alligators wearing shoes, and so you try to draw that prompt, and then you pass it on to the next person, and they don't see what the prompt was. They just see your drawing, and then they have to figure out what you were drawing, and they're like, I don't know, a lizard, you know. And then the next person draws a lizard,
Yeah.
and then
okay.
it goes around, and then they're like, I don't know, maybe it's a worm. Or like, you know, they come
Yeah.
up with like different things, and like it's never what you think. So it's kind of like telephone but with drawing.
I was just gonna
I think I
say,
have played it, but
telephone.
not with the board game. But it's like a folded piece of paper. So like one person, like you said, writes
Yeah.
a prompt, and you pass it, and then they draw it, and the next person like writes what their guess is, and the next person
Yeah.
draws it.
So
Yeah.
it's a board game. It's an online game, or you can just play it with paper.
Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah.
But I got it as like a board game as a gift for like Christmas or a birthday or something. And I thought it was really funny because I'm artistic, but I need time, and it's time. So it's like you have like 30 seconds
Yeah.
to do this, right?
She's
So
gotta
you're
go.
trying to draw this like really extreme prompt to the best of your idea, and you can't do it because you have 30 seconds to do it, and your brain can't comprehend what you're trying to do. So maybe your drawing's like halfway finished. Like
Right.
one time I had a prompt about like a cow jumping on a trampoline. So I got like the trampoline, and then I had to draw like a stick figure cow,
Oh,
and then
no.
everyone was like, "I don't know what this is," right? So then you pass it around, and the next person's like, "Stick horse on a trampoline," you know. So it just kind of passes around like that. It's a lot of fun.
Right. Yeah.
That sounds fun. We should play that too. And I just want to play games.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Bad idea.
No. My number 5 is a game called $1 Million Butt.
What?
It's kind of like Cards Against Humanity, but so the way it works is you have a hand, and there's a prompt card with like, shucks, I'm blanking on it now. I haven't played it in a while, but you basically place down sets of cards, and it forms like you get $1 million, but for the rest of your life you have to wear only left shoes.
Okay. That kind of
And-
sounds like a game called Red Flags.
Yeah.
Oh, red flags. That's
Yeah,
oh,
I like
sounds-
Red Flags. I'll explain that one
funny.
because that's on my list. Actually, yeah.
No, yeah,
It sounds
but,
like Red Flags.
but you just place down these kind of wacky combos, and then the judge, good
Picks
judges,
which one
they
would actually
would-
do for the $1 million.
would do for $1 million.
Okay, yeah,
that's what I was
gonna say.
Or you can play which one they definitely wouldn't do for $1 million. There's a lot of ways to
called-
play it.
It's called $1 Million Bet.
$1 million but. So $1 million, but
You have to deal with this consequence.
you have to wear shirts 3 sizes too small or something. You always have a rooster right above your bed that wakes you
Oh.
up.
That's easy.
Oh. You get used
If he's
to
a
it, though.
cute
Yeah.
rooster, it would
Okay.
be fine.
What? No.
Yeah. Like a
the same as
Japanese bantam. Those are so cute. I have a Japanese bantam rooster. I love him a lot.
Is it like the?
He's
Like
a
the
little
ones with,
black
like,
and
the
white one.
white-
He's
black
like
and white,
this
yeah.
big. He's so cute.
Oh, never mind.
Never
He's
seen
so
those.
cute.
No clue what you're talking
So
about.
cute.
Roosters, male chickens are annoying.
He's a show chicken. I've never shown him. He's never been to like competition or anything like that. But, they're like,
in
My
theory-
family doesn't
yeah.
show
but,
roosters
like,
just because they're annoying.
that breed is a show chicken.
They like look cool.
Yeah.
Okay, my number 5 for top 5 board games. I think it's like a controversial pick and kind of basic, but I went with Monopoly because
Yeah.
it's like it's an evil game, and everyone hates everyone at the end of it. But it's like really fun getting there. You
But
know?
there's so many different like versions of it too. So I'm a fan of Monopoly, and I have maybe like between my entire family, we probably have 10 different versions.
Whoa.
And it's just because I get one version, and then like they come out with another one like 6 months later, and I'm like, but I need it.
Because the little figure.
So they came out with a Spider-Man one recently that has Silk, Ghost Spider, which is Gwen Stacy, Peter Parker, Miles Morales, and then I think it's called 2039. I don't the new one. I don't-
Miguel O'Hara.
Yeah.
Spider-Man 2099.
Yeah.
Nice.
Do they
So
have
I
the
saw that
Nicolas
one, I
Cage
needed it.
Spider-Man though?
No.
Spider Noir.
Wait, that actually sounds cool.
No, that sounds
Yeah, so I have to,
What?
you got to get them and collect it. And then they also make them for different places. So like the Socorro Walmart sells Socorro Opoly.
Yeah,
that Albuquerque
yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen that here too.
They have Carlsbadopoly, like different like cities make their version of Monopoly.
With like the locations being
Yeah,
like locations from the city.
and they're really fun. So like when we played Socorropoly, a lot of it was like stuff at Tech.
yeah.
Right?
'Cause there's what else is in Socorro except for
much.
like the Walmart,
There's a
the Little
Walmart.
Caesars, and like the Ace.
There's a Domino's and
That's the dominant.
a Tractor Supply.
And
Ooh.
what's the It's almost like it's like Socorro's Frontier.
El
Their
Camino.
college-
Space.
I think so. That sounds right.
Yeah,
There's
we
like
have
a
El
secret,
Camino.
like there's like a Harry Potter door that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yes.
What?
El Camino.
Yeah. It's cool.
And then there's Bodegas
I've never.
Oh,
been there.
there you
and Yo Mamas.
go.
I have heard of that, and I thought it was a joke when someone said we should
No, it's
go to
actually
Yo
called Yo
And I was
Mamas.
like, what does that mean? That's
That's so rude.
but I've also they have those like new versions of Monopoly that has like the credit cards, and I've never played it.
I've
and
never played it
I
that way
pu-
either, but
I have one of those. I actually did a test run for Monopoly or for some board game company making a Monopoly, and they have like an ATM or something.
Yeah.
so like
Yeah.
Hasbro, they're
Yeah.
the gaming
Yeah.
company that
Yeah,
did it, right?
I did a test. I was a
How do you
tester
get into
for
that? That sounds so much
I don't
fun.
know. I was like 8.
oh.
I don't know. But so now they gave me a free version of the game, and then it never came out.
They have an unreleased game.
I do.
That's kind of a
So
deep
That's
cut.
so
It's kind of
cool.
cool. It's kind of cool.
Do you guys play it?
We should play
Yeah.
it.
I was gonna say.
Wow.
Yeah,
I
we
could-
should
And then
play
record
it.
it.
I could bring it.
Play the unreleased Monopoly.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think it was unreleased for a reason, but we could try it.
Oh, is it just not?
Is it bad?
No, it's hard to use the ATM.
Oh,
Did you guys ever do
Okay.
McDonald's Monopoly?
McDonald's
I've never played
Monopoly?
that.
What?
It's like you would buy fries and like peel off a thing and try to get like the 3, and then you win like $1 million.
Oh yeah,
Oh, with
I
all
know
the
what you're talking
cups?
about.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
You
know.
were just
yeah.
buying
They
stacks
did that
of
at like
cups.
Albertsons too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they did
I used to play the
Albertsons.
Albertsons one because you'd go and if you bought like certain things, they'd give you like things, and then you'd have a Monopoly board, and if you got all of the stuff on the Monopoly board, you'd win a bunch of money.
Yeah. Albertsons? What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How long ago was that?
Oh,
A while now they do, but now they do other stuff. So like, Albertsons released, I don't know what they were called, but they were little like suction cup Marvel characters. It sounds kind of weird, but they were little collectibles. So they have like little collectible cards with them, and it doesn't match the one that you got. So it really was like a collect them all kind of thing. But some of them were glow in the dark. So like Doctor Strange is glow in the dark.
Oh, sweet.
And they had all sorts of characters, even ones that aren't like popularized by the MCU.
Yeah.
Right.
The ones that were just like in the comics, like Inferno and some of those ones.
right?
Yeah. Who was that?
Inferno.
But yes, that's my 5.
Okay.
Monopoly.
Sean?
Monopoly. What if that's the right way to pronounce it?
It's not.
Are you sure?
Yeah, because
Some
companies
word,
have a monopoly over something. It's
Yeah. It's
like
it's
when
an
you-
actual word.
It's a word. It's when companies kind of
I actually have a story.
become the only one that
Because
sells
it's
that
like the
thing.
2 Latin terms, mono meaning single, poly meaning many. So a single person kind of having this like.
Like the idea
Hold
that
over
like
many.
Whoa.
like okay, some brands people refer to an item as a brand. Like instead of tissue being tissue, you'd say like Kleenex, and that would kind of put Kleenex as having a monopoly over tissue.
Because Kleenex runs the game.
Oh.
Yeah.
Same with like Q-tips. They're really cotton swabs, but Q-tips is a brand.
But everybody calls them Q-tips.
Oh, Sean.
And
Toilet paper.
And duct tape. No, not toilet paper.
Oh.
But like duct tape, because
Duct tape?
Yeah.
What's it normally called? What's it?
No, I mean that.
Well, it's like duct tape, but then there's a brand called duct,
duct tape. And everybody says duct tape,
Because they sound
not
too
duct
similar. Like,
tape.
I don't know if you can count that.
I'll give him the monopoly on that one though,
Yeah,
but I guess
wait.
you're saying it's fair.
Anyway, but
Oh.
4.
what's your number 4?
I actually didn't write it, but it's, I'm going to put spoons. I thought about spoons now that
Yeah.
you guys mentioned it because I totally forgot about that game. It's because I wrote like my 4 and then I had the honorable mention, so it looked like 5. So then I just had a 4. But
Gotcha.
I'm adding spoons because I remember that game. And at the end, I don't know about you guys, but you've never played it, right? At the end, there was like, you know, the duel, the 2 people was like the craziest one. There would be the other people that were out would hide the spoon wherever you're at, like around
I
the
have
place.
never played
so
it that
if you
way,
had 4
but
of a
that
kind, you
sounds
just
so
run and
much
start
fun.
looking for it. But on this one, like
Okay,
once
can we
you get
play
4
it both ways though, with speed
you
and with
hide it
hide
around
and
the room
seek
or
with the
something, and then you
spoon?
gotta find it,
Hide and
and
seek
like the other
spoons.
person's looking as well.
Are there like
Oh.
parameters though? Because I feel like that's like.
Like a room?
No, just hide
You
it
can-
in anywhere in Explorer.
Well,
Good luck.
exactly. That's what I was gonna say. You have to like be like within a room where like it can only go in a drawer, like in like underneath something, or else
Like-
like you could put it anywhere. You could put it like in the
It has to be,
HVAC
like-
system.
Waist height or below.
Yeah. Then
Yeah.
you gotta add some rules. Or else
Yeah,
it's
you can add
pure
rules.
Chaos.
For us, it was really simple because I played with my siblings and they wouldn't put it like anywhere crazy.
They can't.
It was
See,
like
but I
behind
feel
the
like if you played
fridge
with
or-
us and we were playing like
I'd
hide
put
and seek
some-
It would be
anywhere in
crazy.
Explorer,
I'd put some
I would
crazy.
100% put it on top of like a wall that nobody else could reach, and I probably needed
Like,
a stool to get it up
Tape
there.
it to
But
the
like,
bottom of the bike.
I would be like, oh wow. No.
hide it underneath the cabinets in math. Like pick up the cabinet.
In the elevator.
Oh yeah, with like
shoot.
with a J bar.
yeah, put it in the
it
underneath in
underneath.
that like grate in the elevator. You know that little like hole.
I lost a ring in there once.
on forever.
No, there's someone they do maintenance because it's always breaking down. They can just ask them like, "Hey, can you give me that ring?" That's what I did once.
This actually reminds me.
Did you get it
of-
back?
Yeah, I did.
This reminds me of another game that I should have put in my honorable mentions list, but it's called. I don't know if it had like this is the official name. But we called it Hide the Baby, and it's like you get a $10 bill and like draw whatever on it, and then like hide it somewhere. And so the person that finds it is now like in charge of the baby, and then has to like go somewhere and then hide it somewhere else, and then whoever finds it next has to go and then hide it somewhere else. And it's like this like you're just like passing the burden of this like $10 onto like a small group of people. They're kind of like the spoon.
Crazy.
Hide the baby.
Is that like exploding chickens? I mean, exploding
Exploding
kittens.
kittens. I've never played that.
Like
I've
you have
played
like,
Is that fun?
That's a good game.
like, but other people don't know you have it, right? Like anyone
The
can have
exploding
it
kitten.
besides the
I
person.
don't think they're
that
supposed to
knows.
know if you have the kitten that explodes.
I thought that one.
But I don't really know. I've never
no,
played.
you don't. You don't hold the kitten. If you have the kitten that explodes, you explode. It's so you
Oh, never
draw.
mind.
You draw from the deck, and if you draw an exploding kitten, then you're out, unless you can defuse it or
There's other
Nice.
cards
Yeah.
that can let you hold one, but it's like an expansion.
you can't. You can't. Oh, you. Can, oh,
Yeah,
I
there's
don't-
one where it's
I
like
don't
you can hold one.
I didn't
it's
know you
only
could
one.
hold one.
There's expansion packs. I should have put that in my honorable
honorable mention.
my gerbil mentions.
Gosh.
But yeah.
Okay, my number 4 is 2 separate games, but they're very, very similar, so I kind of put them in the same group. Cards Against Humanity, we all know what that is.
Right.
And then the other one that's kind of paired in there is Red Flags, which is the idea that everybody puts down this card, and the goal is to make the ideal person for you to go on a date with. So it's like you have all these white cards, which are supposed to be like really good traits, like millionaire, owns a yacht, is really
that's a red
strong,
flag.
like
Famous actor.
bodybuilder, actor, whatever. And then there's a couple that are blank, so you could fill it in with their perfect person, right? So everybody puts it down, and everybody has to read. So the person who's the judge is already thinking like, oh, that's the one. And then you get a red flag and you put it on the person next to you. So I would have a red flag that's like, let's say theirs was like famous actor, right? I would have a red flag that is like, but visibly picks his nose everywhere he goes when he's with you and eats it. And then I would put it on theirs, and then they have to be like, oh,
Oh no.
you know, so then they have to sit there and decide, like, do they want the famous actor that picks his nose and eats it everywhere he goes when he's with you, but only with you? You know, so it's kind of the idea of
But-
like what you were talking
But
about.
you only put that down on the one that they pick, is like out of like the
No,
best
so
qualities?
everybody has a red flag, and you put it to the direction of play.
Oh, I see what
So
you're saying.
like if we're playing to the left, then I would put it to the left, and then whoever's on the left of me would put it to their left.
So I'm
all
trying
the
to
way
ruin
around.
all of your cards.
Yeah, so like we're trying to sabotage each other. So if we were playing, I would be trying to sabotage Xavier, and he would be trying to sabotage you.
I see.
Yeah.
And the red flags are also like already made. There's ones you some you can fill in.
Some of them are
some you can
fill-ins,
fill in,
yeah.
but
Although some of the white cards seem a little red flaggish, and
Yeah,
some of
when
the
you said
red
owns a
cards,
yacht, I was like-
yeah, and some of the red cards feel a little white flaggish. Like some of the red flags, I'd be like, okay, but that's not that bad.
yeah, right.
It's like stinky feet. Like you can fix that.
Yeah, yeah, but it's a fun game.
Nice.
My number 4 is gonna be Rat-a-tat Cat.
What?
What is that?
What is that?
It's I don't know how to explain it, but it's it's a game I played when I was younger and with like family, and so I have fond memories about it. And I just remember you have a deck of cards, and it has cats and rats on it, and you play them, and at some point you slap the table and go rat-a-tat-cat. And I have no clue at this
Okay.
point in my life how to play it, but I just
I
remember.
remember it being like really fun.
Yeah, and there was like glasses you put on to see other people's cards. They were like X-ray glasses. It was a whole.
Whoa,
Wow.
that sounds cool.
I thought you were gonna say glasses like dizzy goggles to like make
Oh, yeah.
everything harder.
But then you went like X-ray goggles.
No, yeah, they were like red filters, and
Oh,
you
yeah,
could,
yeah, yeah,
so you could
okay.
see the backs of cards, and they would have like a 2 on it or something. You'd be like, oh, you have a
Gotcha.
2.
So like actually you were I thought you like
Yeah.
put them on and someone would have to like
No.
I see.
Yeah,
Rat-a-tat-cat.
yeah. It was. And all I remember is going, rat-a-tat-tat. I'm not gonna actually stop the table. That'd be bad for the audio.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, audio.
For my number 4, I put another basic board game, but like it's very fond of my heart. Sorry.
That's a good one.
I forgot.
It's a really good. Okay, usually I say sorry, and people are like sorry.
Sorry.
But
It also reminds me of Trouble. Like,
well,
yeah.
because they were like from the same generation of board games
Yeah,
that
yeah.
also
Yeah,
had really good commercials. I was like, I specifically remember for Sorry, there's always this like kid, and he was like this sassy little brother, and he like knocks his sister's character. I was like, sorry. Exactly. So funny, and I was like, this is an iconic game, iconic commercial. Sorry, number 4.
I had Angry Birds. Sorry.
They did that.
Yeah, they had a lot of different versions.
I had the normal Sorry, but I had a lot of fun versions of Trouble over the years. So I had Scooby Doo.
Wow.
I think I have the Mandalorian right now.
I didn't know they made like spin-offs. Of
I had a
Trouble.
couple of other ones, and then they make mini games. So I have a travel version of Sorry, which is about this big.
Travel.
Wow.
I want to play.
We could.
We could.
Go ahead, Sean.
Number 3.
Number 3. I don't know. It's pretty old. Checkers.
Come on.
Checkers.
You did not put
Checkers is
It's a
terrible.
classic. It's
That is
the
a
board
terrible
game. You think of checkers or
No.
chess?
Yeah, you think
Board
of chess.
game?
Chess is a good game.
Checkers.
Checkers is a terrible
No.
game.
So fun, so simple, but like I
It's-
have my own strategy, and
Ah.
a lot of times people don't have strategy, and so I have fun with it.
Checkers is a terrible game. I'm really bad at
I
checkers.
love the concept of when you get your first king, you can just go all over like back and forth, and like the other person can only go forward. You're like, I can jump over you, but you
In
can't
checkers?
touch me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Once you
so
get
the-
king,
the goal-
then you can
The goal is you're
Go
supposed
all
to get
over
from your
the
side to
place.
theirs, and once you reach their end,
you get king.
you get king,
and then
so
you're
you
still
can go
trying to like
backwards
get
and
all their
forwards.
pieces, but
So,
you
yeah.
can go all over the place.
Never put that much time into checkers.
I love
I think I've
it.
like
played it when I was
stacked
a kid.
stacked
It's so
the
fun.
thing, and then that was it.
Stack.
That's when you got kinged.
I
Oh.
usually just flipped it over. 'cause
Yeah,
it
when
had a
you
king.
flip it or when you would stack it, depending on.
The way you, you can stack them.
Yeah, I
That's
remember.
right.
And they had like little teeth that. Would
Yeah.
walk you.
Yeah, or with your
Oh.
like with your dead one, you can like
Yeah,
put it on top.
you could
of
put
that
your dead one on
and put a
top, and then it
king.
was a king.
I
And then it could
did
go
not know
everywhere.
That's what that was.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm just.
more you know.
I'm
The
so
more-
bad
yeah.
at checkers. Oh,
That's so fun.
I
We
hate
gotta
checkers
play.
so much.
Maybe I should.
I'll
know.
teach you how to play.
Okay, I play checkers, but I'm thinking like, because like I play a lot of chess. I used to be really good at chess. And so I play like I'm playing chess. And so I'm thinking like 10 steps ahead of the other person, but that kind of stops me from moving any pieces because I'm like, if I move this piece, then they're going to move that, and then all this happens, and then I lose. So I can't move that piece. But if I move this piece,
That's too much.
and
That's
it's
just like checkers.
no, that's what I'm
It's-
saying. If
You're literally like chess brain, but with checkers.
Yeah, no, you can't
That's
do
a
that,
little
though.
too much. You gotta like simple it down for
Oh.
yeah,
So chess, you
vibes
don't
only.
have to think ahead.
No, chess you have
chess
to.
you think ahead.
You have to
way
like
too
predict your
far.
opponent's move.
Yeah.
Yeah. Same with checkers.
No, but I think too far ahead with checkers is what I'm saying.
Like you got to
That's
think
like
a
a
little bit
personal
ahead
problem.
with checkers, but like
That's why I'm
if
really
you
bad
play
at it.
chess all the time, then you think like really really far ahead.
Yeah.
And then you just kind of like over anticipate everything, and you're like, I don't actually know.
I can't move anything because if anything I move, I'm gonna lose. like,
It's so fun. I like that game. That's my number 4.
Nope.
That's your number 3.
Yep.
That's my number 3.
So my number 3, I wrote down it as it being Monopoly, but while we were here, I came up with another one, so I'm actually going to bump Monopoly to an honorable mention.
okay.
All right.
Number 3 is actually a game called Love Letter. It's a card game in a bag, and you've got tokens, and it's the like each card has a role. So I don't remember all of them, but like if you have like the Countess, you have to play it if you also have like the Queen in your hand, but you can just play it just cause. So that kind of like trips up the other person. Like you're trying to guess what card they have in their hand. So that kind of trips up the other person because if you play that, then they're like, oh, well, they have to have the Queen. Right? And so then they're like, you have the Queen, and you're like, joke's on you, I've got a Prince. Like, no, I don't. And so that one's pretty fun. And like each time, it's supposed to go on for like a while. Like you can play just one round, but like it's also meant to keep going. So they have the tokens, and each time you win, you get a token.
Yeah.
Wait, is it where you have like 2 cards? You only can have 2, right?
Yeah, you can only have a couple in your hand at a time, and it's like there's some that let you like take a guess at an opponent without actually like having any penalties for it. Like if you guess wrong, then you automatically lose.
Yeah.
But there's a couple cards that are like guess like for free basically, and that's the idea of like I think you have whatever this card is, and if you like guess it right, you win.
Oh, nice. So
But
then
if
can,
you
like,
don't,
test your
there's
theory
no
without
but there's
getting
no
out.
consequence.
The game sounds so familiar. Like there's a princess, there's like a knight, there's like an assassin.
Yeah. Yeah,
And you
yeah,
can like
yeah. And then
assassinate,
there's-
and if they have like a guy
There's
that can
the
block
king, the queen, prince,
Oh,
princess,
and you can use
countess. Yeah, you can use those too.
I
They're a
remember this
little.
game.
I don't know how to play it with those, but you
I've-
can use those too.
That's so fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. I connected the 2 in my head. I was like, what?
Yeah.
When you explained it more, that's a really fun game.
Never heard of
Yeah.
It's like another one of those
What's it
ones
called?
where it's
Love
like
Letter?
Love letter.
I know it by a different name. It might be a little different name, but it definitely is a really cool game. But like once you get to play it, and then like people are like, "Oh, this is boring," but once you get into it,
Well, and when you get into
it's
it,
like,
you can really start deceiving people because you get cards
Oh.
that are like, this card lets you look at somebody else's hand, and when you play with a lot of people, you can see what somebody else has, and you're like, well, now I know, and so now you can kind of like hint towards other people to get them out, and like, it's a lot of fun.
you
That's
might
deceptive.
you might not even have that card, but if they say you have it or not,
Yeah,
there's like they don't want to risk it sometimes.
yeah,
It's so cool.
it's a
good
lot
game.
of fun.
I forgot
sounds
about
fun.
that game.
And
wanna
it's
try
fun
it
with
too.
2 people, but it's also fun with a group. So it's not
Yeah.
kind of like Uno where it's like,
Yeah.
it's there, but like it's a little more like,
Yeah.
you know. But like that one's very, very fun for a small group or a really large group.
I'm gonna put Love Letter on my to playlist.
Interesting. My number 3. I have 2 for my number 3. I have Chicken Foot, which is a shucks. What are those? Not
Without
dice.
an explanation, it
Okay.
makes me think of hot potato.
What?
I thought the pickled pig's feet.
I'm blanking on it. But what are those little things with the dots on it to represent?
Oh, dominoes?
Dominoes. Okay.
Okay.
So it's a domino game where you
Domino's.
Ooh.
Guess I.
That was existed.
Domino's is a good game.
It's a domino game where you place down. You have. So you start with like 12, right? So you place all of the 12s around the double 12, and you can only have like 8 dominoes in your hand at a time. So everyone's drawing, and like it goes in a circle to draw dominoes, and by the end of it, you have like 13 different dominoes, and the 12 has a whole circle around it, and you have to play off of that. And if you have doubles, you play them sideways, and and the next 3 people have to play on that chicken foot to make a little 3 prong thing.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So are you trying to like connect like sides of the dominoes to each other?
Yeah,
So if there's like a 12
Yeah.
and
you got to extend it all, and you have to get rid of all of your dominoes. And once you get rid of all of them, you win.
Nice.
And if you have the double blank, that's like 50 points.
whoa.
And so that's like the domino that everyone tries to cut off all the blanks so that whoever has it can't play it.
And you can play like anything on a blank.
No, you can just only
You can only
other
play blanks on blanks.
Sometimes there could be
okay.
blanks, like
But if there's
half
a blank
half
and they
dots.
try to-
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So you can block.
Yeah.
Or like screw whoever has it over so
Yeah.
that they
Yeah.
can actually play it and get points.
Exactly.
That's sad.
Gotcha.
That sounds fun.
But that's just a fun game. But also Monopoly, because I'm really good at Monopoly.
I'm very competitive at Monopoly.
Yeah. I wouldn't have put it so low on my list if I had known this was a pro Monopoly crowd.
I have a story about Monopoly. Kind of goes with what you were talking. You were like, "What is a Monopoly?" So Monopoly was actually made to show that capitalism sucks. And that
Yep.
because originally there was two ways to play it, and it was like the capitalist way and the communist way, socialist kind of thing. And but then people got a hold of it and were like, this is a good game, but it's more competitive, and when it's more competitive, that sells better. So we're only going to play the monopolistic way. And so that's why it's Monopoly, because originally it was to show that monopolies are bad and bad things for society. And when you play it, somebody always ends up with everything and everyone else loses. But
But I feel like
Yeah.
you have to make like alliances early on,
Yeah.
because I played one time when we were at Tech. We had like a board game night, and it was me and my friend, and then two RAs that are also our friends, and we were playing. And I made partnership with the girl across the table, and my friend made a partnership with the person across from me,
Oh snap.
and she went out of business right away. Like she got like really bankrupt. And so she gave all of her stuff to the person across from me. And then the person I partnered with was like, oh, I have another meeting, I have to leave. And
Gave us.
she was like, I'll just give it to you. And then our banker was like, that's against the rules, you have to trade for something. So I gave her $1, and she gave me everything. And then it was me against, right? And by the end of it, I was just like, see, the thing is, I'm not even worried about landing on your spaces. I'm just going to sit here until you run out of money. And that's what we did.
'Cause you have Monopoly.
I ran him out of all of his money, and I had everything, and he had like 2 squares. And I was like,
That's
so you're bankrupt. Can I have that? Thank you.
yep,
Wow.
it's
That's
By the
vicious.
end, I had so much like cash that they had actually run out of cash to give me.
yeah.
just
So they started
scribbling
giving
on a,
me-
like a post-it
IOUs.
note.
They started giving me like other things. They were like, so any dice from this other game are going to be like $1 million, and and any hair ties are like $10,000,
Yeah.
and like
Shoelaces, sticks of
gosh.
gum.
yeah,
anything they can
yeah.
give you to show you
Anything
have
that there could
money.
be like
Yeah.
yeah.
How did you not win before you ran out of money?
Oh, because he didn't want to give
stubborn.
up.
Yeah.
Oh, so he had some left, but he
yeah.
couldn't get
He had
any more from the
barely
bank.
any
Sometimes you
left.
can come back.
Because
and, like,
okay, he
get
was
lucky.
good. Yeah.
Yeah.
he would pass go and he'd get like $10 or whatever.
How?
it
There
was.
was none.
Well, no, because they would keep switching me so that they could pay the little bills. So like I didn't have anything under the, what is it, 500s, I think. I had put all of that technically back in the bank, and they had been giving me like sticks of gum and hair ties and dice and all sorts of stuff to like replace it so that they could keep track of how much money I had, but they could still use the little bills to like pay when you pass go.
Yeah.
What I'm learning is I don't want to play board games with Clarissa. Or Monopoly.
But
Well,
it's to
just
show
no
that that's bad.
alliances.
Yeah.
And no one actually took that message from it.
Yeah, everyone's just like, this is fun.
Yeah.
Except for now when we're like, this kind of sucks. Okay. My number 3. Oh yeah, D&D. I put Dungeons and Dragons. It feels like I've played it enough to know that it's like a very solid game that I enjoy, hence all of my dice. But like, I didn't want to put it at the top because I'm not like a D&D fiend, but it's like, it's so fun.
Yeah.
I
It's
feel like that's a
fantastic.
lie, because you were really upset when I tried to kill your rat, and then he almost killed you.
Okay, I didn't say I didn't get into what I'm playing. I said, like, I don't have all the books and everything. But to be fair, that was a really solid plan. I just rolled bad. And I could have turned the whole thing over if you didn't try to kill my rat. I tried to take over a rat and then ride it because I was a halfling, and then
Yeah,
use it
but
to
your
fight the
rat
other
tried
rats.
to kill you, and then you were on the brink of death.
Because I rolled bad, and I was actually on the brink of death for like 7 turns.
It's fine. At the end, I got the glory of ripping your rat apart.
And I saved your life.
Yeah, Sean saved you, and I ripped your rat apart.
Almost did
By the ear.
though. You almost
Yeah, almost
did.
didn't. That was real
You
close.
almost did.
Saved you
but, like,
twice, actually.
Just once.
No, I saved him once. Because I moved past him and I like dragged him with me.
No, when he
once.
found the hole, me and
Yeah, that's
Augustine
true.
both jumped in the hole. So
That didn't
kinda
help me
tried to
at
save
all.
you.
That didn't help me out. You guys just
They
jump
tried.
in the hole for jumping in the hole sake.
Wait, was that you that jumped in the hole?
I fell in the hole. I didn't jump in.
You guys jumped
Never
in the
mind,
hole. You
Because
were
I
like,
tried to
"Haha,
climb
this
the
is fun."
shelf, but I was really small and I fell through.
That's right. You
Yeah.
were so like tiny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm jealous.
Well, I tried to
You'll
climb on the
have.
shelf.
You'll get your. You'll
get
get
on
your.
top of it. And
Yeah.
I listen to a lot of D&D podcasts where people
They're
play.
so long.
I don't know. I just do it on like the way my drives, like drive to work, drive to house.
So what I'm hearing
whatever.
is that we're going to start a new podcast.
Yeah, we could
D&D
that'd be
podcast
pretty
while
cool,
we
actually.
start at Explora.
That'd be
our,
cool.
Our group.
We could do a
Yeah,
D&D
yeah, yeah.
podcast.
Totally do that.
I'll record over
Yeah.
Zoom, and that's where we get our footage.
That could be fun.
Oh yeah.
Look at
Oh, yeah.
this.
Imagine.
Intern top 5, where podcasts are born.
So stay tuned in future for our D&D podcast.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Now you promised it,
Absolutely.
so it has to happen.
It will happen.
Okay.
Okay.
Number 2.
Number 2. I played a different version of Uno, but it's my number 2. It's spicy Uno or like Brazilian Uno.
What?
It's like like all those versions of the rules and stuff. Basically, sevens is you can't talk. Like if someone plays a 7, you can't talk, and if you do, it's like you draw a card, and until another 7 is drawn, to cancel it out. And then zeros is switch with your left, and then 6 is if someone plays a 6, you have to smack the deck, and the last one to smack has to draw 2 cards. And then there's there's another one. It was like, oh yeah, so like say we're going around in a circle and I have like a blue 4 I'm about to put down, and you have a blue 4, but it would be Carissa's turn.
Yeah.
You would put it down
Yeah.
anyway, and then it would be on to him,
Yeah. No.
and it goes around, so like you can cut off the order.
I've never played spicy Uno though.
It's
I was
so
gonna
fun.
ask. I was like, what makes it spicy? The rules.
Oh, and then there was this one where
I was thinking.
I forgot what number. What?
You have to eat a. You have to eat all of them.
Well, I was thinking in my head, I was like, spicy Uno, is he like, every card you draw, like a specific card, you gotta
like
take a different
spray
spice
hot
level
sauce in
of
your
like hot sauce? Like based on like the Scoville
That could
unit?
be-
I was so confused.
That
No,
sounds
because
fun.
when you guys were describing Uno and like about the different rules, you said like, make it spicy. It's the same turn.
Yeah.
That's fair.
No, I thought that would
you're
make
right.
sense.
You're right. You're right. You're right.
You're
That's why I didn't wanna-
absolutely
that's
right.
why I didn't want to
You're-
engage more with that until I
Oh, you
talked
were
about it.
suspiciously quiet.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
Because I was waiting because I had Uno.
Yeah.
at
You
my
were, you were totally
turn.
right, but my brain went to like Scoville unit, and I was like, what? So if you play a 1, then like you take something really, really light, but like
If you play a king, you
like,
die.
Oh my gosh.
You play like a skip, and you're taking like, I don't know, ghost pepper or something.
There's a king in Uno?
That I was.
Oh,
gonna
wait.
say. Yeah. I was gonna
I was
question
like,
it,
what?
but I didn't
Well,
wanna-
Uno's
sorry,
the
I'm
same
under
thing
the
as
bus.
Crazy
Sorry,
Eights, so
I
you can
had
play
to.
with a deck of cards
Yeah.
too.
Yeah. Oh wait, you can play Uno
What?
with a deck of cards.
Yeah, Crazy Eights. Where the wild cards is
I never
an
knew how to
8
play Crazy Eights.
instead.
Never heard of Crazy. Oh, I heard of Crazy Eights.
I never
played
knew
it,
how to
though.
play it.
Yeah, so if you play an 8, that's the wild card.
Oh.
There's no draws though.
Yeah.
Or are there reverses?
No.
No,
it's
it
not in
doesn't.
there.
It doesn't have some of the like.
You could change some of like the kings.
But you
and
can
stuff,
like
but,
change some of the cards to fit what you want.
But I was gonna add on to like the version that I like, Spicy Uno, like with the 4s and 2s, only 2s and 2s and 4s and 4s, of course. But like, if I had a +4 and you had a +4, and so I played it and you played it right away, it would be him instead of Clarissa.
Would it be him
It's
on
like
a
it would
+8
change.
or a +4 though?
He would be +8
Okay.
because the 4 and 4.
You know, because I play like if somebody plays a +4 and then if I played a +4 but it wasn't my turn, then it would be just a +4 because it would be like a different round. I don't know.
That's a new way, but that's the other way I did.
Yeah.
And also, like, if no one has like a card and they don't want to draw, everyone can put one face card down, like if they want to like offer it for them. It can be a random card, it could be one they need, but like it's them taking a chance. And I love just like, yeah, here you might need this one, and it's just like
Biscuit
one
for the biscuit.
It's like blue, and I give them a yellow one, and they're like, draw, and then now they just have more cards. And so that's a really fun part too, is like gambling, like, oh, who do I trust?
Yeah.
No one. Trust no one.
Yeah.
anymore.
No. Never trust anyone.
It's a very fun version. Makes it really spicy.
My number 2 is D&D.
Nice.
I've only played it once,
I should have put it.
but that was honestly the most fun I've had in a very, very long time.
It was a blast. We played for like
We played for
4
so
hours.
long.
I was gonna say 4 or 5 hours.
4 or 5
We
hours.
left at 11.
Yeah. Started
Yeah.
at what, 7?
6. Yeah.
Played for 5 hours.
Yeah.
I was tired.
Yeah, we'll
It was
so
we'll
much
include you in a game. I can feel the FOMO like coming off of you right now.
There's so many inside jokes.
Yeah, Limbo.
and the rat and Obmail.
Obmel.
And the handsome king rat.
The handsome king rat.
my gosh!
Oh, we got an illustration.
I still have a
of it,
picture
too.
of that.
You
Wow.
do? You took a picture.
I took a
right?
picture.
You should send me
Oh my
that
gosh.
picture.
I will.
There
That
was
a
an
good
intern
one.
that did like a really nice drawing of one of the characters.
Because they like this guy did like an illusion on their head to make it look like they were like this very
handsome
eligible
king rat.
bachelor king rat to
Subdue this bust-sized female rat.
yeah.
Oh, like
Giant.
like wooing it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did we like describe
Hot.
what D&D is? I don't know if everyone knows what that is. Like maybe like a basic idea of what it is.
Yeah, it's like
feel
a
like Sheldon's got
tabletop
this covered.
role-playing game where you have like your players, you make your characters, and they have like certain things that they excel at or are terrible at, and then you have a dungeon master or a DM who kind of is like both a calculator and like an omniscient being in this
guide.
world that they create, and a guide. Yeah, so they tell you what you can and can't do, and you can ask like, I could like hack this rat with my sword, or I can like do like a back handspring onto its neck and try to take it out that way. And then so the DM would tell you like what you have to like try to roll and what skills you have to add up to make that possible.
Yeah. And you have to roll dice to be like, they're like, I don't know. You guys are the ones who
Yeah,
played
it's
it.
kind of like it's
I
like
was like,
that's
why
your
you
like
try
game
this?
of chance. So it's the odds. So
Yeah.
and then
That's
within like the D20 is usually when you roll for like the big decisions, and if you get a 1, that's like a critical failure, and so like not only did you not succeed, but you probably like break your ankle in the process, or a 20.
You do something to like injure you very poorly that like impacts everything else you do.
Right. Or you can do like a critical roll, which is like a 20, and like you exceed so well, and it's like flawless, and maybe like all the other rats are so excited that their like heads explode or something.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah. Not
up to the
always. But
dungeon
like,
master.
that's an example. Yeah, it's a really
Yeah, your
generous
DM's
dungeon
in
master.
charge.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good one.
But it lets you have some like creative freedom in there, not only with like who your character is,
Mm-hmm.
but also like what you get to do. Because I was very determined to like kill this rat that Sheldon really wanted to
It was
ride
gonna
on
work.
top of.
It was gonna work. I
It
just need
didn't
everyone else
work.
on board
It
because no one else was
literally
on
did
board.
not work. I knew it wasn't going to work, but I didn't want to say anything
It's
because you were
that
so
attitude
determined.
that made it not work.
Okay, I'm glad you think so. That's why I ripped your rat in half by its ear.
This is gonna be a fight. This is gonna be a fight.
All right, Xavier, what's your number 2?
My number 2 is Settlers of Catan.
oh,
Katana's so good.
Settlers of Catan
Okay.
is good.
It's like
That's
picking Oregon
interesting.
Trail.
Yeah.
oh yeah. Forgot about that one.
I think that's
I don't know what that
That's a
is.
computer game.
It's like if
No, there's
it's-
definitely there's a hard copy version of it.
Oh really?
Yeah,
That's
where
weird.
you like do the road and you have cards like, oh no, I got poisoned by a rat or something. I mean a snake. I got
Right.
bit by a snake.
Oh man,
Poisoned
dysentery.
by a rat.
I'm thinking of rats
Poisoned
now.
rat.
I meant snake.
Yeah, you got
Yeah, there's
poisoned by
definitely
the
a
like Great Dane size
Catan
rat.
version of it.
Huh.
It's like
Weird.
real life. I'm surprised you didn't know that.
No, but
Catan.
I play Settlers of Catan pretty aggressively.
Quick question for you then: Catan or Catan?
Catan.
Okay.
Like baton.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Catan.
I feel like it's
Catan.
Catan.
I think it's Catan.
I think
Yeah,
I
Catan.
want my heart wants it to be Catan.
Catin.
That's the
Yep, that's how it is. You're right.
Cat on.
You're absolutely right.
Cat Ant.
what makes Settlers of
Catan.
Catan like number 2 for you?
Again, playing it with family, fond memories, but also I like hoarding all the materials,
Of course you do.
And
You're a
then-
little pack rat.
and then no one else has wood, and they're like, "Xavier, I'll give you 5 sheep for 1 wood," and I'm like, 6 sheep and a brick.
Yeah, you're a pack
you just
rat.
turn it into old timey Monopoly.
Yeah.
And they can just beg you
Yeah.
for your resources.
That is what I do. Yeah,
Yeah, okay. You're a monopolistic pack rat.
I am.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's harsh.
I like
It's okay. That's how I play too.
I like increasing the resale value.
Yeah.
That it's just a fun game. And then you come out of nowhere with like all your random buffs, and you get all these points, and
You get buffs in Catan?
well, you can
Yeah.
you have like there's victory point cards that no one else knows you have, and you can have like 5 of those, and then
Development card.
yeah, development cards. and then you have like 3 road cards, and so you build the longest road, and then you get 2 more victory points, and you just like, oops, I win.
So much more in depth than I ever.
It is
gave it
very
credit
in-depth.
for. Yeah,
That's the whole thing.
that's intense.
It's a time-consuming game.
Oh, yeah.
It takes
Yeah.
forever.
Oh, yeah, especially
That's
more
that I've
people.
heard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've left it out overnight, and then we return to it in the afternoon.
Wow.
It's a long game, but like
Wow.
it's pretty fun.
That's intense.
Someone just goes and like messes with it at 2 a.m.
It's like that Seinfeld episode.
What?
Oh man.
Yeah, I forgot you guys were all.
I never
Yeah.
liked that show. It's too boring.
It's kind of fun. I don't
They
know.
had,
just
they had
offended
adult humor
Sheldon.
when I was younger. They were just like old people humor.
But even
and
when
all
I
that.
was young, I liked Seinfeld. Maybe I've just always been old.
You have an old
I'm
soul.
an old soul. Yeah, exactly.
Soul,
Old
yeah.
soul.
Number 2.
My number 2 was Uno. That's why I was also kind of like trying to keep it under wraps. But it's like, it's such a good like revenge game. And I know Sorry's supposed to be in revenge,
Yeah.
but like Uno always gets heated. It's always at like the family function or with friends, and someone says like, "Let's play Uno," and you know, again, just like Monopoly, it's not going to end well, but you're like into it.
By the end, you lose friends.
You lose
That's okay.
friends, and it's always for me. It's like the reverse card is my favorite because you got to save it to like throw it back at someone who just got you instead of like the draw 4, because you can come back from a draw 4.
Yeah.
But I feel like
Yeah.
reverse is game changing.
I don't know. I think it depends because I feel like you have to decide how vengeful you're going to be because, like, you could reverse it or you could reverse it and then skip them and then skip them and then skip them and then draw 4 and then skip them and draw 4.
Again, do not want to play games
You know?
with
Wow.
that was maniacal.
Wow. How do you get that many skips?
Yeah.
You just got to,
You, like,
you collect
again-
them, you know?
The games I've played with like multiple decks have easily been like the most painful.
You
though.
get more skips.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because you get more skips, you get more like vengeful type cards, and then you're playing and
Only certain
everybody's
people
upset.
get that many. Not everyone will get all of
The
them.
ones who
Right?
are counting cards.
When you guys play card games, if the person next to you is kind of like holding their cards, like, will you look?
I try not to.
No.
But
yeah,
like,
make it
yeah,
fun.
no, look.
But like they're showing you their cards.
It's
Like,
okay,
I
if you
come
show it to
on.
me, that's your fault.
That's what I say.
But that's
Like
why
if
gotta
you
be,
are
like, the one
literally
of
out
these.
here like playing like this, like I am gonna be nosy.
Right.
Okay, but I also don't expect everybody to like look at their cards like.
No, but that's, the,
guess.
that's
You
the
know?
only way to hold your cards.
Yeah.
See, I hold them down at like my lap, and I will actually like bring them up to like look at what I'm doing, and I have everything organized, so I know what's in it,
Yes.
and I know how many cards I have, and I can just like flip through, and I'm like, this is the one I
You
want.
have to, or you got to put them in order, and then you got to put like the evil ones in the back, and then you 0 at the front, and then everything else. And you also, if it's Uno, color coordinate them.
Yeah.
Yeah, you go 1, 2, 3, 4.
There's this one called
Yeah,
Uno
you go
Flip.
up, and then you go up,
like
and then you go
double-sided.
up, and then you
Exactly.
go up,
Doesn't
and then you
matter.
put your spicy cards at the back.
And then on
Yeah.
the Uno, because you said Uno Flip, there's also like it's like the sequel to Uno. It's called Dos.
I've played
yeah.
Dose. I have Dose.
I don't.
Dose
like
is
it.
not my
I
favorite.
don't like it that much. It's still like fun.
What is dope?
You know what's really
I don't,
good
I
though?
don't even know how to explain it.
There's
I
a
don't
game
like it.
called Quitch. It's made by the exact same thing. It actually came out, I think, before or right around the same time as Uno, and it's got a letter and a number on your card. So it would be like H8. And then at that point you can play and then you have a directional card. So your direction is like a plus, a minus, or an equal sign. And so if it's a plus, then you have to go up, but there's nothing past H. So you can't play anything other than that. And then you would have like 9, and 9 would be the maximum. So then at that point everybody's stuck. So if I play an H8 and then you play an H9, everybody's stuck because we can't go up anymore on letters or on numbers. So we pick a new direction card, and then let's say it's like minus, right? And we pick one more new card to start off the round, and then it would be like a C4. If it's minus, then you could play a B or a 3.
I see.
And so you
What?
play that way until everybody gets stuck.
Let's see.
But that one's pretty fun. I like that one more than I like Dose.
Yeah,
Dose is just kind of weird.
Dose is kind of weird, and I don't know what they're trying to do with it. But Quitch sounds
Yeah,
sounds
Quitch.
fun and confusing.
It is.
Sean's still processing.
I gave up on processing. I'm thinking about dice.
It's like I threw it out the window.
Yeah.
It's like it's gone.
Do you want to give your number 1?
Sean.
Do I? I thought I was on number 2.
No,
Oh, it's right. Mine's Catan.
Catan.
We all have like similar like ones.
Yeah.
I didn't know it would be so
Yeah.
similar. But yeah, I love Catan. I love like what you said of collecting everything. Like, wow. If you want this, I mean, you're not in a good spot to get that kind of supplies. So
Notice your tail. You got so quiet when everyone was talking about Catan too. You're like, yeah, that's pretty long.
My goal is always longest road. That's like the first thing I go
Longest
for.
road, yeah.
I've seen people challenging me. I'm like, okay, well, I'll have to step up my game. So I like to place my things where like wood and brick are. But I don't know. That game's really fun with the more people you have. And I played with like 6 people and an expansion pack.
Oh, yeah,
And
that's-
everyone was like cutting people off on the roads. And one guy was getting all the supplies over here because he like wasn't with the group and like he was winning. And it's so fun. I love that game.
Have you played Catan?
I have played Catan.
Wow.
Have you?
It's
Yeah.
me.
I've been invited, but I didn't get to go. And it also.
So we got to
I-
play Catan too.
Well, I heard they were playing for 8 hours, and I
What?
was like,
a
"That's
long game.
Oh, it's
too
long.
long."
That-
That's
I've
so
never-
long.
I don't know, 8 hours,
What?
but like 2 hours, 3 hours, yeah.
It's
like
a
if
If
pretty
they
long
add
game.
on, like you have to get to 20 points or something.
I'm not gonna play that much. That's a lot.
I feel like
10
at 4
points is
hours,
good.
I would like my social/game battery would be like at 0.
Yeah.
And I'd
Yeah.
pass out.
I was feeling drained after D&D. I was like, after the
Oh,
fourth
not
hour,
D&D, I can
See,
play
I was so
I
hyped
was-
about that. I was like, I want to play now.
Yeah.
I was falling asleep at the end because my character was just so bad. I was getting bad luck on the rolls.
You didn't like Joseph Mother.
Johannes Madre.
His character's name is Joe Mama.
Oh, I said Joe, and then like someone asked, "Oh, Joe," and I was like, "Yeah, Joe Mama," and then
And that became the
it
new
became
name.
reality.
So
It
then
became the
every
name.
time we would just give him like a slightly different mama, like name. So it would be like, instead of Joe, it became Joe Mama. And then it was Joseph Mother. And
Johannes Madre,
yeah. Yeah.
and then
Oh,
he
that
said
was
some other
great.
names. The dungeon.
There
master.
were a bunch.
Oh, they were
But
so
yeah.
good.
So that's my
We have
number
to bring that
one.
character back.
Yeah.
We do.
Number 1, Catan.
Catan.
My number one is
Number one.
also Catan.
What?
Big shock.
Wow. Okay. Good.
So
good answer.
I haven't played it in a very long time. I do have the board game, but it's a lot of rules for my parents.
Oh yeah.
Like it's really hard to explain everything, and then they get really confused, and then I'm like explaining the rules the whole time. So I like to play with people who like have played before because
Yeah.
it's a little bit easier. It has been a very long time since I played, but the longest game I think I ever played of Catan, I was in 5th grade and we were in like gifted class, and we had like an extra week before we needed to like start a new project. Like we had spent like so much time doing everything else, and we had like pushed through it so quickly that our teacher was just like, you know what, we're gonna play a board game.
Do you do a
And we
week-long
spent-
game of Catan?
2.5 weeks on Catan.
Oh my gosh.
But we only had about an hour each class, so it wasn't actually that long, but like
Okay.
Okay.
we spent 2.5 weeks on Catan.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah, and it was like 8 or 9 of us, and we would come in and we would sit, and we had one of those like, we had 2 of those trapezoid shaped tables, so they made like the hexagon and those like blue chairs,
Oh,
right?
wow.
Back
And like
crackers.
half of it was like, one half of the table was on the like very distinct like purple like tile but not tile of like APS schools, right? And then the other half
wow.
was on that like blue-green carpet that was very like APS schools.
I can almost smell the classroom right
Yeah,
now.
Right?
yeah. And we
Yeah.
would play in the corner right
taste
next
the
to the
glue.
window. There was like a window, and then there was a little desk with a computer. And then behind us there was like a sink.
Why do I feel like this is my memory?
And we would, and we would play like all the time, and each of us only had one resource because there were so many of us playing. So we would have to trade our stuff for like everything else.
Oh, that's why it took
Yeah,
so
it took
long.
so long.
I feel like I want to play Catan now, but it's like so. That just sounds like such a commitment.
It's real fun though.
It's a
so
time
fun.
commitment, but it's a lot of fun.
If you,
I'll give
trust
it a
me, if
shot.
you win once, you're gonna keep wanting to play
Yeah.
Or if I lose
It's
once, am I
addictive.
never gonna want to play again?
No.
until you win.
You're
be
gonna wanna
"I'm
play
do
it
this
until you
I
win."
Oh whoa.
And then
Yeah,
if
so
we
you're either
win,
gonna
you're
play
gonna still
until
want
you
to
win,
win.
or you're gonna win, and you're gonna be like, well, now I gotta win all the time.
Because
Yeah.
I'm the yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
If you play it a lot though, and people know that you win, and you get cocky about it, they start trying to sabotage you,
Yeah.
and they won't
Yeah.
sell you materials. And so you got to be nice, and it's
Yeah.
hard.
I can do that. I'm
And with-
affable. I'm friendly.
And with that, like once you like you can count ahead and know like, okay, all I need is one more road or one more settlement, and then if I get the longest road, I'll have that 2 points plus the settlement. It's at 3. So like you can add up ahead of time
Yeah.
and know what you need, but like keep a poker face and not tell anyone. And then like boom, 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 do all this and like you win. And then
Yeah.
once it follows your plan, like it falls
It all
right in
falls
line.
together.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what happened to me once. It was awesome. I was like shaking in my leg. I was like, my settlement, and then I was like, I think I win, and they're like, yep, you win. Good playing.
So how?
I was like,
Okay.
holy cow.
Last good question.
Yes.
How do you win Catan?
So
You have to get 10 points.
Each house you place is is one point, and then you can upgrade those houses to
Settlements.
Settlements. So
Cities.
That's 2 points. Cities,
They're
right?
called settlements. You go to cities.
And that's 2 points. So you can place a bunch of those, and then you can also there's what are the
Development
cards? That's what those are called. And some of them just give you points, and some of them are like armies. And if you
Yeah.
play 3 armies, you can get achievements where they're like the largest army, and you get two points for that. Or you can place a bunch of roads, and you can get an achievement for the longest road, and that's 2 points. So there's a lot of way to make points, but getting all the resources to do that is kind of takes a while.
Yeah.
Like you need resources to build these things, but like wherever you place your like character or like first settlement, you start off with one each, and you go around and do another one. But wherever you put that, like you roll a dice, and whatever number it rolls on, it's going to be randomly spread out through like wood, brick, sheep, and hay. And so if the number lands on that number that's on that resource, you get it.
Whoa.
And so
okay.
like that's how you gain resources.
Oh,
It's
that's
by rolling
true.
the
Yeah,
dice.
so it's by chance.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a dice game. Huh. But it's so
I
fun.
think you'd like it.
I have
Yeah,
a feeling I'd like
definitely.
it.
Yeah.
I have a feeling.
But yeah, it's pretty
a fun
much
game, though.
number one.
Number one.
Number one.
Number one.
My number one, chess.
Chess.
Chess is awesome. I'm really good at chess, so I like it more. And I used to be in chess clubs. I used to be like the top of my chess clubs, not to brag or anything.
Clubs
I remember
plural
that.
too. if you
Clubs?
heard. Clubs.
Yeah, I was in a couple chess clubs through different schools, and then chess summer camps. I did a couple of those.
Did you go to like Hummingbird for chess camp?
I did not.
Were you one of those
No,
kids?
No,
Okay.
I wasn't. No.
He's like, I wasn't
It was still in the city.
But he was so good, he went to chess clubs at different schools. 'cause
Yeah.
they
And
didn't
camps.
want him playing at his school anymore.
Wow.
They're like,
No,
he's going to
no.
beat everyone.
I graduated and was like, chess club.
Yeah.
Because I was really good. And we won a medal. I still have my chess medal somewhere. But in chess camps, I was always like a kind of assistant, just because I was really good at chess, and so I was helping everybody, and it was not to brag, but I was pretty awesome.
He's bragging. That was a brag.
I don't know.
If you have to say not to brag, you're already bragging. I'm
Not
so
to brag, but I could probably beat all of you in chess.
Oh,
You
no
probably
doubt.
could. My,
Yeah.
my
What?
only chess experience is Wizard's chess. The only chessboard I own is a Wizard's chessboard.
That's kind of cool.
Harry Potter.
Harry
That's
Potter.
kind of cool. No, I play against my friend sometimes because he's competitive, and he's like, oh, I could beat you in chess. And I was really worried because I hadn't played chess in like 3 years when I played him, but then I crushed him, and I was like, ha 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 ha.
Wow.
You gotta
Love
like
it.
put our
Love it.
brains together and beat him at chess.
Okay.
I think we could do it.
Between the three of us, I think so.
Yeah.
Sean's like, no, I'm out.
Sean, you can be like moral support.
It's like two and some.
it takes a village.
You can pretend like it's checkers.
There's so many like L's and backwards and forwards stuff I don't understand.
Oh yeah. Yeah, chess is too much.
It's not anything like checkers. That's why I hate checkers.
I will say
love
that I
checkers.
think my favorite part about chess is that the king is the vulnerability and the queen's really out there for being like the powerhouse. Very here for its time.
Oh, chess
Very,
out
very here for that.
Promoting the matriarchy.
Ahead of its
Yeah.
time.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, chess. Okay. Is that me? Number
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, number
oh my
one.
God, the last number one.
Last one.
Hands down, without a doubt, best board game of all time. Taboo.
What?
Taboo.
I don't think I've ever
Taboo.
played that.
I
Heard of
had a
it.
feeling. I feel like you've heard of it. Basically, it's like you have a card that has a word on it, and then there are
Can't
like
say?
then there are a list of you can't say the word, and there are a list of words that you can't say, but you have to essentially get the people on your team to guess as many or like guess the
Oh,
word
so
at the
it's
top.
kind of like charades, but
I've
with
played
a word?
that thing.
Yeah, and so like you give like phrases or examples, or like it's something you like put your tea in every morning. If like the words like kettle, but you can't say like brass or stove or whatever.
Oh, okay.
But the reason I love it so much is because like how me and my family or me and my friends would play is like we evolved, so it was like always just like one string of like inside jokes that you would use to get the word, and there was like always a specific story for like a specific word so that you could get it in like 5 seconds. So you could say like that thing that you hate that tried to attack you at SeaWorld, and everyone's like, dolphin! And then you're just like
love
throwing the
that.
cards so fast, and
Oh,
it's
I
so
love that.
fun.
cool.
It's still
Yeah.
fun when you play it with like, you know, strangers, people you don't know as well.
Right.
But I think like the inside joke thing like really takes it to
Yeah.
like another
Yeah.
level.
That sounds like that would be a lot
That's
of fun.
cool.
Yeah, I have a lot of memories with Taboo, and I'm very good at it.
We should play that. That
we
one
should,
sounds like
That sounds
we
cool.
should play Taboo.
Taboo
I have
is
it.
fun.
And you
It's
can like
always
make
with me.
up words, right? It's like something you can like make up words, maybe.
Yeah,
Or is it like you
technically,
have to
but-
buy it?
But you pull cards and they have the word on it.
Yeah, they have- so you could play with like some of the words, but
Have you
there's
ever
like a
played
whole box
Fishbowl?
of cards.
Yeah, you could do a fishbowl kind of thing.
Ever played
What's
Fishbowl?
Oh wait, I don't know what you're talking about.
Is that the one you like pull a word out of the?
Yeah, and it's like you go in rounds. The first round is like only one word answer, one word guesses, or like one word clues.
Yeah.
And then next round is like charades. The next round is like
Yeah.
a sentence, or next round is like only body language or something. I don't know.
No, I love Fishbowl because
It's like that.
Taboo.
Okay.
Exactly.
Taboo.
Sick.
Taboo. Yeah.
Nice.
But that's it. That's,
That's the one. These are ones.
All of our games are kind of similar.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
we
really
got a
fun.
similar gameplay taste.
Yeah.
A lot of Catan and Uno.
Yeah.
Lots of Uno. And Monopoly.
I don't like the new Monopolies. Because like there's a lot of like Fortnite Monopolies and all that stuff, you know.
And the pieces don't feel as like high
yeah, no,
quality.
they're all
But,
plasticky.
okay, but some of the
and-
Marvel ones that they've done, so I
don't
didn't
know.
get one when they came out with it, but they made like a really exclusive Marvel one that had like 10 or 12 heavy metal like weight
Oh, that's
Whoa.
nice.
pieces. And they were very, very nice, but it was very expensive. And I
Yeah.
was like, never mind.
Imagine.
That's why I bought the
might
Spider-Man
invest.
instead, because it only had the 4 or 5.
Yeah.
But like sometimes the newer ones that they make are really, really nice, and sometimes they're just not.
No, but even like you were talking about the Socorro Monopoly and all that.
Yeah.
But like it's still all just the same game, and
It is, but
It takes
there-
up so much shelf space.
It's just fun because you know
So
then you
much
can get it
shelf
from
space.
different places, and you're like, isn't this fun?
Yeah, instead of like
Isn't this fun?
instead of Boardwalk, it's like I don't know, Rio Grande
Yeah.
Central almost. I'm trying to think of like
that.
cool Albuquerque streets, and I was like, oh, they're all just kind of like streets. Anyways,
I feel like I wouldn't want to
Central.
like walk down Central.
I was just saying.
I don't know
I
about
feel like
that.
Central would be like a big ticket one though.
It would.
definitely
Like, yeah.
It'd be like one of the blue ones.
Yeah, exactly.
It would definitely be a high ticket one, but like also at the same time, it's like maybe I should hire like a security guard for my blue walk
Instead of a
there.
house.
Yeah. Police station.
Yikes.
On that note, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you so much for joining us for today's episode. Be sure to drop your list of board games down in the comments below. And follow us on all of our social media, which is ExploraNM and XStudioNM on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter, and of course YouTube.
I was gonna say that one.
She got it.
I got it this time. All right, bye guys.
Bye.